atomic mass of boron, which consists of two isotopes, boron 10 and boron 11, and the relative atomic mass of boron is 10.8. So the task is to find the percentage of boron 11 atoms in the isotopic mixtures. So let's start. First of all, let's have a quick recap of what isotopes are. So, as you all know, isotopes are the atoms of the same element that have same numbers of proton but different numbers of neutrons. In this case, boron 10 and boron 11 both have 5 protons, but they different in their number of neutrons. As we know, the atomic mass we see on the periodic table 10.8 for boron is an average based on the abundance of these isotopes in the nature. So let's start. Let's define X as the percentage of boron 11 in the mixture. That means percentage of boron 10 will be 1 minus X, because the total percentage has to add up to 100%. Average atomic mass can be calculated by taking the weighted average of isotope masses. So our equation is 10 into 1 minus X plus 11X is equal to 10.8. Here 10 is the mass of boron 10, 11 is the mass of boron 11, and the 10.8 is the average atomic mass of boron. So by expanding the equation and by solving it step by step, we have got 10 into 1 minus x plus 11x is equal to 10.8, then 10 minus 10x plus 11x is equal to 10.8. Then we will solve the equation for x and we will get the answer 0.8. That means the percentage of boron 11 is 80%. Okay, so our next problem is, in the absence of catalyst, ammonia burns in excess oxygen to produce steam and nitrogen gas. So we are given the 60 centimeter cube of ammonia that is burned, 100 centimeter cube of oxygen is available, and we need to figure out how much oxygen remains after the reaction, assuming all volumes are measured at the same temperature and pressure. So let's start. First of all, we need to do is to look at the balanced chemical equation for the combustion of ammonia. As 4 volumes of ammonia, we need 3 volumes of oxygen to complete the reaction. So we can use this ratio to figure out how much oxygen is required for 60 centimeter cube of ammonia we are burning. So if 4 volumes of ammonia requires 3 volume of oxygen, the 60 centimeter cube of ammonia will require, we will multiply 3 by 4 into 60, that will answer 45 centimeter cube of oxygen. So 60 centimeter cube of ammonia will react with 45 centimeter cube of oxygen. But wait, we are given 100 centimeter cube of oxygen in total. Since only 55 centimeter cube of oxygen is actually used in the reaction, the rest is left over. So the found exact amount of oxygen remaining, we have to subtract the oxygen used from the total oxygen available. That means 100 centimeter cube minus 45 centimeter cube, that is equal to 55 centimeter cube. So the volume of oxygen left over after the reaction is 55 centimeter cube. That's the excess oxygen. So we are told that for complete oxidation, 1 mole of an organic compound requires 3 moles of oxygen gas. Based on this information, we need to figure out which of the following compound is the correct one. So the options are acetaldehyde, ethanol, ethane, and acetic acid. So first of all, actually our basic goal is to identify the one that consumes exactly 3 moles of oxygen during its complete oxidation. When acetaldehyde reacts with oxygen, it will give 2.5 moles of oxygen, not 3, so A is not the answer. When ethanol reacts with the oxygen, it will give exactly 3 moles of oxygen, so option B is looking like our answer. When ethane reacts with the oxygen, it will give 3.5 moles of oxygen, so it's not C. And when acetic acid reacts with the oxygen, it will give 2 moles of oxygen, so it's not D either. So based on this equation, the only compound that requires exactly 3 moles of oxygen for complete oxidation is option B, which is ethanol. So when ethanol undergoes combustion, it reacts with 3 moles of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water in 2:3. This makes sense because ethanol is 2 carbon alcohol and its oxidation product are 2 carbon dioxide molecules and 3 water molecules. So our correct answer is ethanol. So our statement is that we have to find the number of oxygen molecules in 500 centimeter of oxygen gas under room temperature. Okay. So to solve this, we will use a concept called mole. And let's imagine a mole as a giant bag of tiny marbles. Like a mole of marble contains a specific number of marbles. A mole of gas contains specific number of molecules, and these number is are called Avogadro's number, which is called 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23. So, one mole of gas occupies 24,000 centimeter cube under room condition. So, to find the number of moles in 500 centimeter cube, we have to divide 500 by 24,000. That will answer this 0.02083 moles. And then we will have to multiply the number of moles by Avogadro number, that is 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23, and we will get 1.25 into 10 raised to the power 22 molecules of oxygen, 500 centimeter cube of oxygen gas under room conditions.